If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back, WNST Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. I am in a purple tight suit. I am at the Goodwill Gridiron Halloween Bash, and I am joined by, Mike Flynn was always my favorite Raven, but you have entered the sphere of awesomeness in my world. He did a show with us, and we won a Super Bowl. That's all I can say. They'll never take that away from us, Dennis Pitta, will they?
That's true.
They will never take that away. Dude, how are you? Let's just start with that. I mean, you've come looking the part of the victim tonight. I mean, you are in the same gear that my wife was in for 6 months in the hospital. You're sitting in a wheelchair, and this is, a little bit of your medical reality, I guess, and some tongue-in-cheek that you have about you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was appropriate given my, kind of current circumstance. But, I'm in a hospital gown. I got, not much on underneath. And,
some would say TMI, but others would think that's okay, so that's fine.
I mean,
you are a man of few words.
That's right. That's true.
How you feeling? You all right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good, as good as I can be right now. And, it's something where I have to be patient, and I understand that because I went through it last year. But, I have to be able to let it heal and recover and kind of get strong again before I can start a lot of my rehab. So that's kind of where I'm at.
And there's no timetable of all. Just get better, right?
Yeah, I mean, last year I think we had a pretty good timetable given the fact that, I was going to be able to return. And, this year just being on IR, we can extend that timetable and make sure that, we take it slow and are smart about it.
I hope you're doing all right, man. It is kind of a tongue-in-cheek costume here tonight. I have to ask everyone the genesis of the costume. That's part of what we do here at the Goodwill Party every year at the Halloween Bash. And you're one of the hosts.
I'm really enjoying your costume, by the way.
But, do tell.
It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination.
Well, I mean, they're tights, Dennis. I mean, you've already offered that you don't have much clothing on.
Well, at least mine is baggy in certain areas. And
well, do behave, Dennis Pitta. What can I say? Give me the genesis of this. I mean, we've been dreaming Wonder Twins for 10 years. We've been talking about it. We finally, this year, my wife went down and broke down on the internet and ordered it. We've been talking about Goodwill's a good place to do your Halloween shopping, and that's part of this event. This year, you are literally, this is a legitimate hospital scrub. I recognize it. It looks like it came from Johns Hopkins because my wife spent 56 days in the hospital.
Yeah, it actually did come from Johns Hopkins. Yeah. So you're accurate with that, and I spent about a week in this. A month ago, I was in the hospital.
You were rocking it with the open back.
Yeah, the open
back. Very convenient with the open back, right?
It's a little drafty sometimes.
Depends on where you're sitting or
That's right.
Every time you stand up, you can get a draft if you want one.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. But yeah, I mean, we started to think about what we were going to be for for Halloween and for this event, and sat there thinking, well, I'm going to be in a wheelchair, so what can we do to kind of, play off that? And, my wife's a nurse, my little boy Decker's a doctor, and, we all put it together.
Decker was, give me the story about that, because you put a Dr. Pitta badge on him. Now, he's 2?
He's 18 months.
18
He's not quite
months.
2.
Oh, right, June. Okay, right.
Yeah.
It happened during the ring ceremony month. I remember
It's actually May, but my birthday's in June.
I remember
That's
that.
what you were remembering.
Right. I mean, I just misplaced you and your child. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My bad. Old friends, man. You and I get together with like a bunch of bickering old ladies. It's
always fun.
Got to be hard for you to watch, but more than that, had to feel good when they won, right? I mean, anytime they win, you win. When they lose, you lose, and I guess the part of it is you're not contributing into it, but spiritually you're there. I don't have any doubt about that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's fun to see them win, and it's tough when they lose. You feel just the same as you would if you're out there playing, but it is very tough for me to sit and watch it on the couch and not be a part of it and not really even be able to be there on the sidelines and stuff like that right now. And so,
you haven't been in the facility. I mean, at some point you can get back there and say hello to the guys and do all that. I'm sure that honestly, I was shocked you're here, man. This is a real tribute to the kind of person you are. You were the official host of this. You had been the host. I think there were a lot of people that thought you might not make it here, including me, until last week. They said, Dennis is coming. I'm like, Dennis is coming? Really? That's kind of cool. And then you show up tonight and you're the same Dennis that I know,
Yeah, I mean, this is an event that's important to me and something I've been involved with the last few years and hosting it. You know, I got a lot of time on my hands these days. So, you know, being able to get out of the house and come to an event like this and, you know, be able to sit in a wheelchair for a couple hours. It's
with a blue band on your head and do radio with me and a legitimate $5 Johns Hopkins scrubby thing here that is, well, it's covering all the important parts. But you do look comfortable right now. You don't look like you're in any distress.
I'm quite comfortable, actually. Yeah. It's not a bad way to hang out here.
The wheelchair thing, obviously taking some pressure off your hips and is this modus? Are you, can you walk or no? You're just kind of like laying low.
Yeah, I can't walk, but you know, most of the time I'm on crutches,
right?
And so you know, I'm not as limited as I am in a wheelchair normally. But
it figured into the costume that it kind of went with. It's a really good idea. Is this you or is this Taya that came up with this? What's really?
No, I mean it was kind of a collaboration between us.
It sounds like Lennon and McCartney.
That's right. You know, we started thinking, you know, I got a wheelchair. You know, what could we be around a wheelchair? And, you know, we just figured
patient.
Yeah. What's easy? You know, we actually looked up on the internet, you know, interesting or fun ideas for a wheelchair. You know, somebody that's in a wheelchair. And there are some elaborate wheelchair costumes out there. I mean, they make these things into a car. You got, you know, wood and paper mache and all kinds of stuff. You know, they got Batmobiles.
You have a lot of time on your hands right now.
I don't have that kind of time. I mean,
well, you did the internet research, bro. You know?
I mean, we researched a little bit, but you know, this was pretty easy. So.
By the way, I must say to you, Owen Daniels came out and did a swabbing with us last month. What a good man. What a good guy. And I know you've always prided yourself in having good rooms. I mean, let's be honest. You walked in a room with Todd Heap, and I think we both can agree there are very few dudes better than Todd Heap walking the earth, let alone your friendships in Phoenix. But Owen's been a real nice addition. And then Crockett's playing more now. And, you know, trying to get up to where you were probably in your rookie year and try to figure it all out, right?
Yeah, I mean, we do have a great tight end group. And, you know, they've been a lot of fun to work with and play with. And, you know, unfortunately, I don't get to hang around those guys as much right now as I would like. But, you know, Owen has had a great season and done a tremendous job. And he's still a great player. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, doubted what he was capable of given his age and you know, the amount of years he's had, you know, played in the NFL and had great success. And so, you know, he's been phenomenal. He's a great football player.
And knows the offense really well as well.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been in this system and with Kubiak for such a long time and, you know, has such, you know, knowledge and understanding of, you know, how to function within the offense. And I think that's helped me when I was playing, and it's certainly helping Crockett. And now that he takes on kind of more of a major role, especially with, you know, Owen down for a little bit, you know, he'll really have a chance to learn and gain valuable experience. But I've been impressed with Crockett, you know, from day one. And he's a physical player and a great blocker, and he's got soft hands and is, you know, a good receiver. And, you know, he just does a lot of things well. And I thought he played very well in our game last Sunday in Cincinnati. And, you know, he'll continue to get better.
It's good to see you, man. And I tell you, heart of gold to come out here and do. I don't think it's the easiest thing. And just a little aside. I mean, I remember how joyful you were about having a baby with your wife, and she was at all the shows, pregnant, at the Super Bowl, all that stuff. As tough as this has been, I mean, we've had kind of a weird year too, Dan. You know what I mean? Like
you've had a tough year. For
we've
sure.
had some weird stuff going on as well. It must be nice to spend some time with your child and see your child grow up too. I saw you literally got wheeled in here with him on your lap, and that's kind of a cool thing to have a little bit of time too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really what, you know, makes this all a lot easier. You know, it's tough being hurt and having to go through this again, but being able to spend, you know, all day with him and with my wife and, you know, get that kind of family time that this time of year I normally wouldn't. It's special.
Yeah, for you, and when's movement really be? People ask me all the time, how's Dennis? So when I say what should I tell them? Seriously, when they say to me, hey man, how's Dennis doing? I mean, I asked Joe afterward. He said, you know, I talked to Taya, and you know, it's okay, and I don't. People are afraid to ask you. You know what I mean? Because they feel for you, and we like you so much. Quite frankly.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good. You know. Like I said, this is an injury that, you know, you have to be kind of patient through, and so I've been on crutches and in a wheelchair for 5 weeks now.
And if you want it to heal, you got to do what they tell you to do, right?
Yeah,
simple as that. As much as you don't want to,
exactly. I mean, as much as I feel like I could maybe get up and start walking around, you know, I have to be smart with it and make sure I heal right. And so I've got, a few more weeks on crutches and, non-weight bearing on that leg, and then I'll be able to get back in the facility and start rehabbing and be back in the locker room and around those guys. So I'm certainly looking forward to that, but patience is a key for me right now.
I won't be throwing in the towel on you or your career. Not at all, man. I would never bet against you. I mean, what I saw you do last year, I think a lot of folks thought you weren't going to come back last year. Don't bet against the 88. That's what I say.
Thank you. That's probably good advice, because I'm not giving up either. I'm gonna do all I can to get back out there.
Well, good. There's Dennis Pitta. We are at the Goodwill Halloween Bash tonight. We're having fun. Dennis is in good spirits, right?
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah, it's a fun event. It's a great night.
And we're raising money for a great cause in Goodwill Industries. We'll step out. We're down here at Dave & Buster's. It's Pittsburgh week. You want to say anything about? You want to do anything inflammatory because you don't have to play? Because I'll be inflaming all week because that's just what I do. It's Pittsburgh week.
Well,
but it is interesting how the whole divisions come together, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough division.
Here we are again, right? All bunched up.
Right. I mean, I think record-wise, we've got to be one of the best divisions in football, and so
everybody's above 500.
Yeah, which is crazy. But the good thing for us is the Steelers aren't playing very well offensively right now, so we'll get them at a good time, right?
Yeah, something like that. I watch the games, Dennis, so you can't put that one past me. Hey, man, love you, appreciate you. Great to see you out with your family.
Thank
you. This is, quite frankly, over all the years with the injury and stuff, this is neat that you're here tonight, and I'm glad you're participating. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
And when people say, how's Dennis, I'll say, he's doing okay.
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah,
there it is. Dennis Pitta.
Okay.
That's just better than okay. Good. There it is. Dennis Pitta. We are live at the Goodwill Bash. We are at Dave & Buster's. We'll step out, take a break. I'm Nestor. This is WNST Towson, Baltimore, WNST.net. And we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.